Hey, what's up, guys? Mr. Dan here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another film review. This week we have a Japanese horror film review, the film Unagami from 2001. And I have the screener copy, which my friend Hobbs Horror sent me. As a matter of fact, he sent all 7 movies that are in the recent J Horror Rising set from Arrow to me. So I'll be reviewing all 7 films and ranking them eventually. And not much about this film online. That's the poster. I don't have much else to show you since I just have the screener copy. But, I just decided to go with this one, and I did enjoy it very much. Like I said, it's from 2001, hour and 46 minutes, directed by Masato Harada. Quick side note, as an actor, the only 2 roles that he has credited are Fearless with Jet Li and The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, which is kind of interesting. But this is a well-made film. Let me just read you the quick plot synopsis. This is, we start off with seeing this guy, Akira, on a motorcycle, young guy, beautiful overhead shots, beautiful countryside. This is set in rural Japan. It looks beautiful in a mountainous region. Really solid cinematography. This film almost like kind of lulls you into a false sense of security, and a lot of it is the setting. So they're not hitting you over the head with jump scares and all that stuff in the beginning. Or really at all, but it's more of a psychological film with some violence that will occur towards the end, which is actually kind of surprising. But again, Akira, the young new school teacher, boy, I can go down a tangent, can I? Akira, the young new school teacher in town, falls for secretive Miki, an older woman who takes care of the family's urn that supposedly holds a forest wolf spirit, Inugami. People start disappearing and the town blames Akira. Yeah, they blame Akira and Miki, and other things happen. So people die of sort of natural causes, but maybe sort of not natural. A mysterious mist descends on the town, and all kinds of things happen. And we learn about the very complicated background of this Miki character, who appears to be a very simple person in the beginning. She operates this paper mill where she makes paper by hand. It's very kind of interesting to watch the process. And she's never left the town. She doesn't have a computer. She seems to be somewhat happy, but then we start to learn about her background. This Bonamiya family that she's a part of, her character's name is Miki Bonamiya, they're sort of in charge of keeping this malevolent force in check, and there's some antagonism with some other members of the town, and with even in the family, as some members of the family are expressing a desire to move out. There's a character in the beginning who I believe was her niece, who's saying, I'm leaving this town. You ought to think about leaving too, but she really can't. And it is a little confusing. A lot of them eat together. They live together. There's some sisters. A lot of the female characters look like they could be sisters, even though some of them are 15 to 20 years apart. And I kept reminding myself that the Miki character is supposed to be playing an older woman. And she's in the beginning, she actually has some gray hair, and she wears glasses. As the movie goes on, the gray hair disappears, and she doesn't need the glasses anymore, which some people think is a little suspicious. So she starts to start up this relationship with this young teacher, played a very idealistic young guy named Akira, who, he doesn't really like the way that the rest of the town feels about her. They sort of have this feeling out process, and then they kind of get trapped in a rainstorm, and they kind of run into a cave for shelter. And we see a fleeting glimpse of another couple, and it turns out that that's actually sort of a flashback. Miki is seeing herself as a younger woman with another man, and there's just a beautiful scene where they're in the cave, and in the back, younger Miki and the other person are, starting to get, romantic, to put it mildly. So there's a lot of, this is a very adult-themed movie, violence, sex, nudity, but not, I wouldn't say it's gratuitous in any way, not in this film. Just the way that is shot, though, it's just really, really well done. So we start to learn more about her background, and she's perhaps not as happy, and things aren't as serene as we're led to believe, and things sort of come to a head eventually when another family sort of makes a power play on this family's sort of property, which would make the paper mill go away, because she uses a sort of like all natural ingredients to make the paper. And there's an older guy in the family who's kind of unstable and, hits his wife and things like that. And he's like a tortured kind of a soul. But as the synopsis said, eventually people start to die. There's some sort of accidents and so forth, and things come to a head. And at the end, there's some sort of a ceremony, and it almost gets Wicker Man-ish, a little, not quite, but sort of. Even though you have some other members of the town who are like, enough with these ancient curses. Let's just move on with this. And as a matter of fact, somebody at one point goes to the police, not even the local police, but the police in the prefecture or whatever it's called. And the one cop says something that's kind of chilling. He's like, we deal with the laws of man, supernatural laws you guys deal with. In other words, we're not coming. You're on your own. So the town kind of runs itself. And there's an older guy who, he was a hunter, and he claims to have killed 999 animals, but he stopped there because he could not kill 1,000, and he has a rifle and his bullets with him. And it's like, I wonder if that's going to come into play eventually. And so you kind of don't know what he's going to do. And I really won't say too much more about it. It's just a well-made film. It's really like a very mature kind of a supernatural, I'm not sure if I want to use the word ghost, but a supernatural story involving love, I suppose you could say. I don't want to distill it down to supernatural love story. There's a little more going on than just that, but really interesting. It was a little confusing at times, as I didn't know which characters were related to each other. A lot of the women look like they can be related, even if they're playing like the mother and daughter age. So the one young lady, I think, was Mickey's niece. She's like, I'm going to move away and you should move away too. And then I was like, oh, I thought they were sisters. And then I kind of figured it out by the end of the film. But yeah, she's got a very large and unusual family. But very interesting film to watch. Kind of a sad film. I do recommend it for those that are a little adventurous. What are your thoughts? Have you seen it? Have you heard of it? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll check you guys next time. Thanks.